Hello there. What determines how we feel in any particular moment is obviously what we're experiencing. If we're experiencing something pleasant, then we feel good, and if it's not so pleasant, then obviously don't feel quite so good. And a lot of what we do during the day, we do on autopilot, meaning we're kind of there, but we're not, really alive. We're not really inhabiting it. We don't know what we're engaged with. And something that all of us do every day, pretty much, is we make ourselves a cuppa. Because it's such a, it's such a thing that we've done so many times before, we probably really do it on autopilot, meaning that we can go through the motions because we know where everything is. We know where the coffee or the tea is, and so we can be doing something else while we're doing what could be seen as being, a routine task. The thing about that is that if we're on autopilot, where is our attention? What is our experience? And a lot of the time it's going to be that we're thinking about something other than what we're doing. And that can apply to a whole host of activities around the house. But we could choose this one as a really good example. What are we actually thinking about while we're making a cuppa? And that's the thing about autopilot, we don't know what we're thinking about. You could say that we're lost in it. We're lost in a particular thought or a memory or a worrying about, size of the electric bill, whatever it is. And if that's what we're doing while we're making a cuppa, then our experience of making a cuppa could be worry, could be regret, or whatever the experience is that we're paying attention to in our mind. So instead of that, mindfulness gives us the opportunity to be present, to just do this one thing, and let's see how that would go. So it means that even though I've done this 100 times before, more than that, that I'm actually here while I'm putting the water in. And for me, it means that I'm not overfilling the kettle, which in these days of rising costs with everything is a good thing, because I'm only going to boil enough water that I need for the drink, so that's good. But the big thing is that I was actually there. I could see the water going in the kettle. I was judging by the weight of it, how much it was, and so that's what I was paying attention to, and that's kind of fairly neutral. So when I click the kettle on, I might have to put subtitles in this bit, or just pretend that the water's come to the boil. So I'm still in an okay place. I haven't started worrying about something that's not, to do with making a cup of tea, or in my case, a cup of coffee. And that means that while the kettle's boiling, and I can hear it boil, can't we all? Then I can look out the window, but I know what I'm doing. I'm not lost in the experience of it. I'm, as we say in mindfulness, I'm in the here and now, even though the here and now happens to be my kitchen. And so that way I can experience, just everyday things from a different way. And so I can know that I'm opening the drawer. I can choose which spoon, because I'm a bit fussy with the spoons and they're all different in our house. I can, I can be here while I'm getting the right amount of coffee and all that kind of stuff. And so it becomes a different experience. And like I say, when the water's boiling, I can look out of the window and I can just, I can be here. I can take a break from the things that I have to do, because I'm just taking a few moments to make myself a drink, and so I can actually have a rest in my day. And if you have, 3 or 4 cups of whatever a day, then you could have 3 or 4 rests, for the 3 or 4 minutes it takes to make a drink. So when you're in the here and now of it, rather than stuck in your head, when you're in the here and now of it, you experience yourself differently. It's like you experience a quieter version of yourself. A version of yourself which generally is happy quite a lot of the time. And if not like happy, smiling happy, at least okay, yeah, no problems. And then I can go with my cuppa and I can go and do whatever it is that I've chosen to do next. You know, what's the next job? But I will have had a break. And that's the great thing about mindfulness. It shows us that we can actually have a break even in the midst of a busy day when we do something simple like that. And you could, you know, substitute ironing for that. You know, ironing you have to pay attention to, and so you can be present with that, or making a piece of toast, or loads of stuff in the kitchen, cleaning, all those things. You know, just walking from one room to another. Don't have to do anything while I'm doing that. I can just feel my feet walking along the floor, just as a way of not being lost in my head. Because lost in the head is the place that we don't want to be. So next time you make a cover, what about making a mindful cuppa and see what the difference it makes? So I hope that helps, and nice to see you all again, and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye.